Long ago, dreams were woven from the fine-spun threads of truth, and fibers of falsehood hardly ever found their way through the loom. Since all dreams were significant, reality seemed quite insignificant, a mere repetition of the intricate pattern that dreams are made of. The reigning king of the tigers saw himself in a dream, wandering through a magnificent palace that seemed to him both foreign and familiar, threatening yet inviting. Passageways and galleries, unending and eternal as the world itself, and as unexpected as the hand of fate, drew the king ever further into the palace. The king followed this path with trust and vigilance, as befits a monarch who follows his duty and mission. Suddenly the king entered a large hall and came upon an enormous mirror. He couldn't find himself in the mirror, but instead saw a stagnant mass frozen like a rock shaded from the sun. An unknown force, or perhaps the king's gaze, caused the stagnant mass to stir. The sea, the king thought. And it surely was the sea. Harsh northern gales blasted across the water, and suddenly the sea began to plunge forward. The king saw the water smashing down on the shore, violently sweeping over the land, destroying everything in its path. The king watched as uprooted trees quickly disappeared into the murky abyss. Then, just as suddenly, the sea became calm. The trees slowly slid down. The water, like the unknown hand of eternity, that pours only the purest gold out of a goblet, cleansed and stripped the trees to their inner core, eliminating everything transient and irrelevant, leaving tiny particles lost forever in oblivion. The golden sap from the trees turned into amber. From the amber, the eternal breath of life created tigers. The tigers were discovered by an invisible stream of water that proceeded to carry them along. No, they were not simply floating. They were propelled ashore through white-capped ocean waves. Thousands and thousands of tigers, one after another, emerged from the sea. They were peaceful and searched for order. They gathered in lines and circles, shaping with their bodies an intricate pattern on the earth. All at once the king realized that the mysterious pattern was a golden labyrinth, which held in itself the hidden power of the world, namely, the one who wisely will pass through the labyrinth will be rewarded with gold, the strength and the power of the tigers, and thus will conquer the whole world. A noise startled the king. He turned around. With great surprise, he saw the same labyrinth he had just seen in the mirror. It was surrounded by a pack of pale-skinned dogs that were preparing to attack. They knew that the stillness of the tigers was connected with their duty to protect the pattern of the labyrinth. The blood of the tigers flowed down the slope and filled the valley. The dogs mixed the blood with the sand, and from this substance, with incredible speed, they built a tower that reached to the sky. The tiger's eyes adorned the tower like sparkling jewels, and the newly crowned king of the dogs proclaimed a new order in this devastated, blood-soaked land. Ha, 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 the king of the dogs laughed. Good, the king thought as he awoke. That was a dream, only a dream. Those who will kill us will not want to attain the strength and power that rightfully belongs to us by accepting the challenge of the golden labyrinth we have created. Bloodthirsty violence to them will seem the shortest route to glory. It is good that I know what threatens us, and thank goodness, I know how to avoid the danger. Following a moonlit path, the king and his counselors made their way to the priests. "Say nothing," said the high priest. "I know why you come. Everything is prepared for the dance." It was a magic dance, a dance where reality became a dream and a dream reality. The tigers in the dance marked the point where reality and dreams meet. "In 1,000 years," said the priest, "it will be a tiger whose skin will bear the mark of the power. The skin will be coveted by many, and it will be a trap for anyone who dares to murder us for our gold. He must be defeated, if not, we shall perish." Time flowed over the world as inevitable floods that destroy mountains and castles and create new mountains and new castles. Time brought out forests and a new generation of tigers. It seemed as if all had changed, but in truth, everything stayed the same, because the nature of power remains the same. With a roar, Akbar announced the hunt. From this moment on, every living creature in the forest knew that the tiger was on the hunt, and thus could save himself by fleeing or hiding. Akbar knew that the hunt must be announced. Such were the rules of the game. Even if those rules did not quite coincide with Akbar's own self-interests, he honored them because of a hunter's code of ethics. Akbar knew nothing about magical dances. He had never looked at himself in the mirror, and therefore did not know that his coat of stripes was different from that of the other tigers. All he knew was that he smelled just like the other tigers, and that was enough for him to feel himself alive in this forest, where he knew all the scents. One of those scents now clearly led him on a path where he hoped to encounter his prey. He hid behind a rock and looked down where fresh deer tracks marked the path. He wasn't mistaken. His prey appeared. A stag, Akbar thought. Strange. Stags usually don't come down this path. But the hunt did not allow for lengthy pondering. Odd, Akbar thought. That came too easily. The stag fell without any resistance, as if he wanted to die. That's peculiar, but I can't just leave my killing here. That would be against my hunter's code. What is that? Nothing. The wind. What else? The stag was heavy. The stag was heavy as death. Akbar grew tired of lugging him, but forged ahead, gathering all his strength. An ominous foreboding drove him on. Finally he collapsed next to the stag and fell asleep. Hunter? Akbar asked with surprise. Yes, a hunter, responded a man. I challenge you to a fight. You didn't announce a hunt. Just let me carry my stag further. That is my stag. I put him there. Come on and fight me. The stag was too heavy, Akbar said. I'm exhausted. Oh, that's good, said the man, and threw his spear at Akbar. Why are you killing me? Akbar wanted to ask, but he was overwhelmed by the yelping of dogs and the smell of blood. Enough. He's dead. These were the last words Akbar heard. Akbar awoke. Where am I? He raised his head to feel the night's balmy fragrances which bring a tiger back to life. I was just killed, Akbar thought. It was as real as this very moment when I woke in a warm, fragrant forest. And since there is no difference between me in that dream and me now, I'm sure that was no ordinary dream. Now I must go and seek the answer to my question. How can I escape death if I should ever meet it again? Picking up the scent, Akbar found the right path. Although he had never gone where his destiny was driving him now, the path seemed as familiar as if he had walked it in a dream long ago. This is it. Akbar, said the priest, you saw your death in a dream. How do you know my name? Wondered Akbar. How do you know what I saw in my dream? We've been waiting for you a long time. Come. What happened to you will happen to all of us. Don't allow death to overcome you. Strike the first blow. Drain death of its power by calling it by name. What is my death called? Its name is Gilbert. You saw it in your dream. As soon as you call its name, you and all other tigers will escape their destined fate. Then everything might be possible, so use this chance. Now go. Akbar continued on his way. He felt himself as in a dream once again, but it wasn't a dream, because he could feel his tender paws on the sharp stones that glistened like tiny diamonds on the dark path. Akbar wasn't frightened. He felt anxious because he did not know what would happen next, and what he would have to do. He only knew that his task was to change fate. So I must wait here, Akbar said. So he waited. It was the man Akbar had seen in his dream. Akbar saw the man's threatening spear and with great relief realized that the exhaustion that had proven to be devastating in his dream now had attacked the dogs. Gilbert! Akbar peered into Gilbert's eyes and saw his bone-chilling fear. It's done. I have turned destiny around, said Akbar to himself. Enough. He's dead, said Gilbert. Don't pull him to pieces. I need the skin. Remarkable skin, Gilbert thought. Remarkable, wonderful skin. I have hunted you for so long. Now you must leave your tiger and come to me. You must tell me all your secrets. I have the skill to understand them. Gilbert was a brave and determined man. It is not important how he learned about the tiger's mysterious skin, nor is it important how he will decipher the mysterious pattern of the skin. He knew what he had to know, and he always took what he wanted. After all, Gilbert had read that the blood of tigers contains tremendous energy. By diverting the blood into two separate streams, one blue, one red, the order of the world would change, and the world's gold, strength, and power would belong to the one who had spilled the blood of the tigers. The key to the world's energy lay at Gilbert's feet. He knew its name: electricity. Now I know how to conquer you. Everyone will see that I will change the world. Because of me, man will now rule the world. Man will rule. The blood of the tigers flowed in torrents and blended with the sand, carrying in its wake stones, pebbles, and wisps of grass. The tigers, beset by apathy or sensing surrender to the inevitable, were incapable of resisting their demise. Gilbert toiled with fervor. Nothing would stop him or force him to retreat in fear or horror. After all, he was not spilling human blood. He sincerely believed that tigers had ruled far too long, and that now the time had come for man to rule the world. It was time to crown himself. I, the new king, hold a new world in my hands. Look at me, dying kings, and tremble in agony, for I am now master of the world. Ha, 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 ha. Ha. Huh. Huh. God, where am I? What the? I can't move. I ache all over. Gilbert then recalled that a tiger had grabbed him. I was killed. But I had just become the master of the world. It was as real as my being awake here now. I know I must go and slay a tiger. Oh God, I can't move. Damn it. I'm dying in my own blood. But in my dream, the blood of the tigers brought me the crown of a king. Why wasn't my dream eternal? Why can't my defeat now be just a dream? I don't want to lose all that. Was mine just moments ago. Dear God, give me back that gold, the strength, the power. Calm down and come with us. Reconcile yourself to the knowledge that we have changed your fate and ours. Reconcile yourself or be lost forever. If you wish to possess our gold, our strength and power, you must become one of us. Only then will you attain greatness. You must become one of us. Only then will you attain. A shimmering veil of revelation fell over Gilbert. He found out about the magic dance and realized that nothing could be otherwise. He wanted to become alarmed, agitated, but passivity and tranquility enveloped him. He had changed and become great. He now understood the meaning of true greatness. Nothing, yet everything, was infinitely important. Gilbert now swam along with the tigers to the place where dreams and desires without distinction carried tigers and people. He swam to the place where tigers and people could gather in friendship and enjoy under the power of that gold which knows no envy, no hatred, no rage.